10, 3, 2, 1, 0. This isn't a missile launch code, and it's not a winning lottery sequence. This is the only algorithm that pulled me out of those 2:47 a.m. ceiling-staring sessions. You know the feeling. Eyes burning, body exhausted, but your hands just can't stop scrolling. Science calls it revenge bedtime procrastination. It's when you stay awake, not because you want entertainment, but because you are desperate to claw back some control after 16 hours of being a slave to deadlines and other people's expectations. But this kind of revenge is a battle you always lose. Today, we stop. There will be no cliché advice like drink chamomile tea or listen to relaxing music here. This is not another aesthetic night routine you see on social media. Today, I am handing you the 103210 system. This goes beyond a standard night routine. It is a combination of neurobiology and ironclad discipline. A system designed to shut down your brain procedurally with the precision of a machine. Let the countdown begin. This system operates like the landing procedure of a spaceship, and the first milestone, T-10, 10 hours before bed. No caffeine. I know, it sounds cruel, especially when you need to be alert for that afternoon deadline. But here is the biological truth that cheap productivity hacks often ignore. Caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours. That means if you drink a cold brew at 4 p.m. to stay sharp, by 10 p.m., 50% of that caffeine is still running through your veins. By 2 a.m., 25% is still there. Caffeine doesn't give you energy. It only blocks the adenosine receptors in your brain, the chemical that signals fatigue. When you drink afternoon coffee, you are borrowing energy from the future at predatory interest rates. And when night falls, even if your body is physically exhausted, your brain is still receiving false signals that it's still daytime. So, if your goal is peak performance tomorrow, the coffee shop closes for you after 12 p.m. This is the discipline of a professional. You've won the afternoon. Now, let's make sure you don't sabotage the night. Continuing descent. T-3. 3 hours before bed. No food. No alcohol. This is where most night routines fall apart for students and office workers. Late night eating. You think a light snack helps you sleep? Wrong. To enter deep sleep and repair muscle tissue, your core body temperature needs to drop by about 1 degree Celsius, approx 2 degrees Fahrenheit. When you eat, the metabolic process begins. Insulin spikes, body temperature rises. You are asking your body to run the engine for digestion while trying to shut down for sleep. These two processes are in direct conflict. There will be moments when you feel slightly hungry before bed. Don't fear it. Drink a sip of water. That mild hunger is not suffering. That is the sound of a biological vacuum cleaner cleaning out dead cells in your body. That is a sign of detoxification. Enjoy that clean feeling instead of ruining it with a bowl of instant noodles. And alcohol? Alcohol is the biggest scammer. It helps you crash, sedation. But it is not sleep. It fragments your brain waves and obliterates REM sleep, the critical phase for emotional processing. The kitchen must close 3 hours before your back hits the mattress. But a clean, empty stomach isn't enough if your head is still full of chaotic anxiety. We arrive at the most critical psychological milestone. T-2, 2 hours before bed, work disconnect. Imagine your brain is a computer. After a full day of work, you have 50 Chrome tabs open in the background. A tab for deadline anxiety, a tab for random ideas, a tab for unanswered messages. Even if you aren't using them, they consume RAM. They run in the background and overheat the machine. If you bring these 50 tabs into bed, of course you can't sleep. The 2-hour rule requires you to perform a simple action, the brain dump. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Write everything down. The act of writing is physically pressing Ctrl+W to close each tab. You are telling your brain, data has been saved to the hard drive paper. You can now clear the RAM. Don't try to solve problems at night. Write them down. Tomorrow, with a fully charged brain, you will solve in 15 minutes what would have taken you 2 hours of tossing and turning tonight. T-1. 1 hour before bed. No screens. This is the bloodiest battlefield. Blue light inhibiting melatonin is one thing, but more dangerous than the light is the dopamine. Every TikTok scroll is a cheap shot of dopamine to the brain. It keeps you in a state of high arousal. You cannot switch from watching fast-paced 15-second videos to the stillness of sleep instantly. It's like driving a car at 100 kilometers per hour and slamming on the brakes. The car won't stop smoothly. It will flip. When you turn off your phone at 11:59 and close your eyes at 12, your brain crashes into a concrete wall. The silence doesn't make you sleep, it makes you panic. Because the dopamine flow is cut off abruptly, the brain screams for stimulation. That is why you toss and turn. In this final hour, set a physical boundary. Charge your phone in another room. Instead, do boring things. Read a physical book. Boredom is the best natural sedative you are missing. Let your mind settle like sediment in a glass of water. You've executed the landing procedure perfectly. But the real test for this system isn't tonight, it's in the very first moment of tomorrow. And finally, the most important number. Number 0. 0 times hitting the snooze button the next morning. You see, a perfect night routine doesn't end when you sleep. It ends when you wake up. Biologically, if you hit snooze, you send your brain into a new sleep cycle that you don't have time to finish, leading to sleep inertia, that grogginess that lasts for 4 hours. But psychologically, it's even worse. The world out there is sleeping in. They are hitting snooze for the 3rd time. If you get up immediately when the alarm rings, you are already ahead. The score is 1-0 inches your favor before the day even starts. Don't start your day with a failure. Start it with a victory. 0 is commitment. 0 is the difference between a dreamer and a doer. From 10 to 0. It's not just a countdown. It is a system to filter out the chaos, to find the deep sleep. Don't try to do it all tonight if it's overwhelming. Start with the easiest number, maybe number 3 or number 10. But remember, sleep is not a waste of time. Sleep is when you reload so you can pull the trigger with precision tomorrow. Try applying the 103-210 night routine tonight and see which version of you wakes up tomorrow. And this is just the beginning. If you want to keep receiving more battle-tested productivity hacks to optimize your life, hit that subscribe button for Peak Razor right now. Let's build productivity systems that win daily. See you next time!